Romans. Romans chapter 12. This is our 10th installment of our series, Our Gifts and Callings. We thank God for our pastor. We thank God for our senior leader, our visionary, our founder. Last week, he really brought some things to light when he was talking about God's grace. He gave us the grace to do what we do. I want to go deeper. Let's go to Romans chapter 12, begin our reading at verse 3. It reads on this wise: because of the privilege and authority God has given me, I give each of you this warning. I'm reading from the NLT. Don't think you are better than you really are. Be honest in your evaluation of yourselves, measuring yourselves by the faith that God has given you. Just as our bodies have many parts, and each part has a special function, so it is with Christ's body. We are many parts of one body, and we all belong to each other. In His grace, somebody say His grace. God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. So if God has given you the ability to prophesy, speak out with as much faith as God has given you. If your gift is serving others, serve them well. If you are a teacher, teach well. If your gift is to encourage others, be encouraging. If it is given, give generously. If God has given you leadership ability, take the responsibility seriously. And if you have a gift for showing kindness to others, do it gladly. Don't just pretend to love others. Really love them. Hate what is wrong. Hold tightly to what is good. Love each other with genuine affection and take delight in honoring each other. This ends the reading of our word thus far. I want to title this installment, We Need What You Have. Do me a favor, look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, we need what you have. Amen. I remember when I knew it was time to really take ministry seriously and really do it the way God called me to do it. I went to God and I was honest because I did a self-evaluation. I said, God, if you want me to really do ministry the right way, I need a wife. I'm being honest and transparent. And so I prayed, and I met my lovely wife, Octavia. Now, when I met her, she passed the eye test. Come on. Check, check, and check. 5'5", light brown eyes. I'm gonna leave it like that. And so, as we begin to just do what we do and figure out things, the more and more time went on, I would pray and I said, all right, God, if she the one, let it flourish. And if not, do what you gotta do. And it kept maturing and flourishing. There was some times I went to God, God, you sure? And I know sometimes she went back to God, God, you sure? But as time went on and as time is still developing in our marriage, almost 11 years, my wife has some things that God has given her that lacks, that picks up, that makes up where I lack.
I know that's right.
And where there's some areas in her life that she may lack, I pick up. My wife is an awesome planner. And I'm going to tell you, I've had to start, over the years, like, look, on vacation, I don't want to do nothing. Because my wife will pack in 4 days of vacation every excursion, every activity, and has planned it to the T. That's what she does. My wife is a great money saver and manager. She handles the finances, and I'm man enough to say, hey, handle them. Just tell me my spend limit. That's all I need to know. She's great at that. And then there were some areas that I'm good at. I'll never shall forget early in our marriage, and I laughed about it last night. Sometimes, I'm a good decision maker. I'm just good at just saying, no, we ain't doing that. And here's what happened. I'll never forget early in our marriage, her sister was on the phone like, girl, you let him make decisions? You let him? She's like, you know what, girl? I do. And she says, I like it. Because now I don't have to do the hard work. He just said, we ain't cool, whatever. I'm not a worrier. I just can't. So when my wife early in our marriage, she'd be like, we got these bills, we got daycare. I'm all like, okay. She like, didn't you hear me? I'm like, yeah. I said, do we have it? She said, no. I said, okay then. She said, what we gonna do? I said, if God can take care of the birds, if God can feed the grass and the flowers bloom, then I know God will take care of us. I'll turn over, put my pillow, good night. But that's where we are that makes us a great team. It's the same thing in the house of God. Everybody don't need to have it all. But if you put your gift with my gift, and she put her gift with my gift, and he put his gift with our gift, we'll make a great team. Here it is in the Word of God. Paul, in this letter to the church at Rome, he tells them, he says, by the authority invested in me, and this is real, it's real hard. He says, I need you to know, so I need you to check yourself. And the reason why he says this, that you need to do a strong evaluation, because I don't want you to get to the place when you're blessed and graced with a gift that God has given you, that you are stingy and you are so uppity about the gift that God has given you. I need you to do a strong self-evaluation and know that if it wasn't for God giving you the gift, if it wasn't God's power using you, you would be nothing. See, I'm humbled every time. I woke up this morning, I looked myself in the mirror, and I gave myself a strong evaluation, and all I could say was, God, I thank you that here I am, I'm dirty, and I still got some things to work on, but God, you still use me. You allow, Lord have mercy, you allow your gift to be used in this vessel. So here it is, he says, do a strong evaluation and know, catch this, that it was God's grace. God's grace allows you to sing like that. And I'm going to tell y'all, whoo-wee, Amber, I didn't get a chance to get to you. But I'm going to tell you, there are gifts that God has given to people that they can use so effortlessly. Some of us, we got to sing, we strain and veins popping out. But then there's some that God has given, they can just sit down and just open up their mouth and God will use them. It's God's grace. So then he says this, be honest with y'all, but then you need to know something. That just as your body have many parts and each part has a function, so it is with Christ's body. We are many parts of one body and we all belong to each other. 1 Corinthians 12 and 14 says it like this. Yes, the body has many different parts, not just one part. If the foot says, I'm not a part of the body because I'm not a hand, that does not make it any less a part of the body. And if the ear says, I'm not a part of the body because I'm not an eye, would that make it any less a part of the body? If the whole body were an eye, how would you hear? Or if your whole body were an ear, how would you smell anything? Our bodies have many parts, and God, catch this, has put each part just where he wants it. I'm going to give you a good example. I got a confession to make. Can I confess? Say it's good for the soul. So, I have always had 20/20 vision. I know y'all, they'll be like, Pastor, you wear glasses. Yeah, that was just my style. That was just me being stylish. But one night I was driving. Me and my wife was on a date, and I was coming home, and I swerved. I was trying to turn. She looked at me, and I'm trying to stay focused like I got it all together. And I just had to tell her, I can't see the lines. And she looking at me like, what's wrong with you? I said, I don't know, maybe something I ate. I'll be all right. Just 2 weeks following after that, I'm driving, I'm on the bumps. I'm like, Lord. She looking at me like, I said, I can't see. She said, something is wrong with your eyes. Catch this, I've always had 20/20 vision, so I never really knew how valuable my eyes were until I couldn't see. Somebody will catch that later. Hopefully you'll catch it before you get in your car because I don't want to wreck it. Here, I went to the eye doctor and she says, Miss Johnson, I just got to be honest with you. You have a slight stigma. She says, not very bad. She says, you know, if you don't wear glasses, you're good. But she was like, because you use the computer a lot, over time, your eyes have overcompensated and the muscles are beginning to weaken. So she was like, the glasses are only going to aid where you lack. Catch this, y'all. That's when I knew then I really need my eyes. In other words, what are you saying? That every part of our body has value. Let me make it plain to you. Every part that makes up the Christian body, the local body, the global body, there's a need for everyone's gift. Not one gift is greater than the other gift. Catch this. If we didn't have facilities team, we wouldn't have any lights or air or heat. If we wouldn't have no ushers to guide us, hey, any ushers to guide us, there will be chaos among us. If we didn't have any camera people to sit in the sound booth to make sure the sound is good, those who cannot be in our service wouldn't be able to get the full effect of our worship. Are y'all catching my drift? We need everybody, and everybody's gift is valuable. Do me a favor, look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, you have value. He says, but then I want you to get this part. He says to Corinthians, he said, God's placed you where he wanted you to be. I need us to really catch that. Because when you can embrace where you are and understand that where you are is ministry, that you will understand, you won't be complaining, you will be asking God, where can I be used where I'm placed? God placed us in this local body, in this particular season of this church. My question is, there's a reason why God did it. God does not make accidents. You know what, let me tell you something. I shared this with Bishop. It blew my mind last night. My dad, we were talking on the phone. Man, we were talking for a long time. And he was like, son, you know, God is so strategic that God will place people and prepare people for something that you didn't even know. And he started talking about how it was an old preacher who used to come to our church back at home in Houston. And he used to always say, Lord, I'm praying for unborn generations. And he used to always pray for unborn generations because he was like, there were some generations after us. And I'm protecting them with prayer because they are going to be the ones that take the baton and carry it. And it blew my mind because at that moment, I said, Dad, Bishop started this church when he was 27. When he started this church, I was 3 years old. I wasn't even thinking about preaching. I was just, Lord have mercy. I was just trying to put two words together. But here it is, when I was born and conceived in my mother's womb, God knew that after, Lord have mercy, that 30 years after he birthed this church, he was going to send a boy all the way from Houston, Texas, by way of Virginia to come to this house. It's strategic planning. When you start thinking about where God placed you, then you get to a place where, God, you are somebody. You are a God who doesn't make any mistakes, here for a reason. In His grace, God has given us different gifts for doing certain things well. Somebody say well. So if you have been given the ability to prophesy, speak out with as much faith. Somebody say faith. As God has given you. We don't need nobody saying they prophets, but you have no faith. If you're going to prophesy, if you're going to speak God's word, I need you to believe Him. See, there were times when I talk to people and they tell me what's going on, trying to talk it through. I give them some things to work with, and I always leave them with these parting words. You're going to be all right. And I'm going to tell you, some of them be looking at me with a baffled look like, was you absent the last 2 hours? That I was telling you all of my troubles? And how dare you have the nerve, after all of that, to tell me it's going to be all right? I said, well, you want to know why I know it's going to be all right? Let me prophesy to you the word of God. I got Bible to back me up. Let me help somebody with some word. Can I prophesy to some of y'all? Psalms 30:5, the B part says, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. Let me work that for you. It say, weeping may. That's a possibility. You got to read the context clues. It's a possibility of how long it's going to last. But catch this, after that is a promise, but joy shall come. I got a possibility of what it is, but I got a promise of what shall come. I'm just trying to prophesy to somebody who may be going through this morning. Let me go a little bit further. You want some more? Let me give you a little bit more. Deuteronomy 28:13 says, and the Lord shall make thee the head and not the tail. And thou shalt be above only. Somebody say only. Oh, I want to talk to somebody today. Thou shalt be above only, and thou shalt not be beneath. I came to prophesy to somebody who feel like you under. I come to tell you, you are not under. You shall be the head and not the tail. Lord have mercy. I'm just trying to speak some life to somebody. I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Can I go a little bit deeper? I'm gonna go a little bit deeper. Galatians 6:9 says it like this: and let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. I tell you right now, I can preach all day on that scripture alone. Look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, you can't give up now. Yeah, you come too close now. You fought the enemy this long. You might as well reap it. You might as well see what you have been planting in the ground. Don't leave the crop yet. Just keep sowing the seed. And don't get weary in your well-doing, but you shall reap. I don't know who I'm talking to, but there is a great harvest on its way. Hang in there, for you shall reap. I got one more for you. I got one more. Romans 8:28 says, and we know that all things, somebody say all things. Oh, say we can shout right there. And we know all things work together for the good to them that love God, to them are called according to its purpose. Look to your neighbor and say, neighbor, it's all good. Oh, no. I need you to encourage and to prophesy to your neighbor. Neighbor, I got the Bible to back me up, so I'm decreeing and declaring it's all good. That pink slip is working for your good. Lord have mercy here. Yeah, that repossession of your car is working for your good. Yeah, that slip disc in your back is working for your good. That cancer in your body is working for your good. How it's going to work for my good? Because I'm going to tell you something. The Bible tells me it all works together. And it's going to benefit me. But not just benefit me, but it's going to benefit the body. Oh, I wish somebody to help me here. You got to prophesy in faith. But then he says, if you have the gift of serving others, serve them well. If you're a teacher, teach well. When you come to serving in the house, you ought to be feeling honored to serve. You know, when you come and serve, you know, I grew up in a church. Hey, well, not my church, but I've been in so many churches. You got some mean ushers. Spit the gum out. Oh, what's happened? Shh, you're talking too much. You got some mean ushers. No, sit here. Don't sit there. Sit right where I tell you. If you gonna serve, serve with a smile on your face. If you don't like greeting people and being chippy in the morning, don't be a greeter. Let's find you another ministry. Let's go down the list till we find which one is yours. But if you're going to serve, serve well. Don't serve like, man, they ought to just be glad I'm here. You know, I thank God for our praise and worship team. I'm going to tell you something. Yeah, we ought to give it up to them. Come on. They come here 7 in the morning.
Come on here.
I ought to have some amens. 7 in the morning. While you still rolling over, they in here praying, warming up the vocal cords. So there's no dry praise and worship. So when it's time to go, they're ready to sing God's praises. You got ushers that come here early. And y'all know these Kleenex boxes that sit here? They don't just magically appear when your tears fall. There is people that deliberately serve and say, I'm putting these boxes because somebody's going to get a breakthrough. And I want that when they're, oh, Lord have mercy, when the tears have fallen, I want them to have something to wipe. Come on, if you're going to serve, serve well. But if you're going to teach, teach well also. See, if you're going to teach, know it's Job and not Job. No, it's Psalms and not poems. Psalms is the only book that doesn't have chapters, it has numbers. When you teach, you do research. Go beneath the surface. When I was getting prepared to teach this weekend, I didn't just be like, okay, that's it. No, I went and got other different versions of the scripture. Got some commentaries, get some history on the text and the context and what Paul is saying. Because why? I want to let God know I'm honored by him choosing me, so I'm going to teach well. But then he goes deeper. He says, your gift is to encourage, be encouraging. Let me help you with something. We are all a part of one body. And people go through so much calamity and you know what else? People go through so much stuff. When they get in the house of God, there ought to be a few people. Just tell me, sister, I don't know what you're going through, but I just want to let you know. Lean on me today. I just want to encourage you. Keep moving forward. I know it's hard. Just keep on pressing. See, y'all see, when you get on this road, I know you just want to get there. I just want to get my word. You ought to encourage people on your whole road. You ought to sit down and say, this whole road going to be blessed. This whole road, the burden shall be lifted today. You ought to encourage your whole road. You ought to come in the morning and before people sit down, Lord, whoever's on this road, Lord, I pray that they'll be encouraged today. Who's ever on this road, Lord, I pray they're strengthened today. Who's ever on this road, Lord, I pray for healing today. Who's ever's on this road, Lord, I pray for burdens to be lifted. When you come to the body, you ought to be encouraging. You say, if you got the gift to give generously. Let me tell you something. When it comes to giving, and it's funny because when my wife first got married, she was like, why are you so giving? Like, I just give. I need this. Okay, got it. She's like, what? I said, well, there was a time when I used to go to the pump and sweat bullets just trying to get that $10. Because if it get to 10:01, I'm in trouble. I said, now there is a time where I go to the gas station, slide the card in, set the setting, get in my car, scroll, have a conversation, and wait for it to fill up. There was a time I used to go try to get food and I would be sweating and get hot because I'm like, man, I don't know if I got any money in my account, but now I know I can go anywhere I want to eat, anything I want to do, put it on my card. So that's why I give the way I give, because the Lord has blessed me with more than enough. So when somebody say they need what you need, I got it. Whatever you need, I got you. What's mine is yours, because we in the same body. And don't you worry about giving it back to me. No, you don't owe me nothing, because the more I give, the more he gonna give back to me. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. I feel God in this place today. Woo! He said, God's giving you the leadership ability. Take the responsibility serious. You know, I used to always, I say jokingly, but I was serious. Just tell people, man, if God wouldn't let Moses see the promised land because he disobeyed him and he struck the rock, what you think God gonna do to me? Moses led the people out of captivity. Oh my God, if anybody ought to make it, you ought to let them slide on that one. So if you're gonna lead, take it seriously. You got people depending on you, be dependable. Follow through with what you say you're gonna do. I gotta get out of it. If you have the gift of showing kindness, do it gladly. Don't murmur or complain when you show kindness. Oh, somebody else need a word today. You ought to be kind about it. And you ought to be glad that that's your gift, to be kind to people. Because I'm going to tell you, in the world that we live in, we need some kindness. But then at the end, he said, don't just pretend to love others, really love them. Hate what is wrong. Somebody say, hate what is wrong. Hold tightly to what is good. Come here. Make this thing live for you. He said, hate what is wrong. That means I despise what is wrong. I despise lying on my brother and sister. I despise backbiting. Smiling in their face all the while trying to take your place. I know a little bit. He said you ought to hate it, but you ought to hold tight to what is good. That means, won't you pull back, give me some tension. That means that when it's tension, catch this, and when sometimes on the other end, it may want to cause me to be bad and to go back to what I hate, I got to hold tightly. Come on, put some tension. I got to hold tightly. Yeah, that's it. I got to hold tightly to what is good. Because in this season of my life, I want God to use me. And because I want him to use me, I want to be an example. So I'm holding tight. I'm getting a good grip. You see, I got to get some leverage. I got to get some leverage. And I'm holding tight to what's good. Walk away a little bit. Yeah, it's trying to slip from me. But I'm staying right there. Because I want to hold tight to what is good. Because God has graced me with a gift. And I want to be counted good. I want to love on my brother. I want to speak kindness to my brother. I want to hold tight to what is good. But then he say, love each other in genuine affection and take delight in honoring each other. When you walk in here, you ought to just be glad to come in the house and see your brother and sister. And when you see them, you have, what's up, my brother? What's up, my sister? How you doing this morning? Everything all right? I honor you. I respect you. But let's take it a little bit step further. Here it is. Me and my wife, we get married, we used to have some strong discussions. Strong discussions. And there was a time when it get real strong. And I would get my keys and I'd get in the car. And everything I wanted to say, I said in the car. I beat up my phone steering wheel. I beat up the steering wheel and get it all out and come back. And she said, why you do that? I said, because back in the day before I met you, I got a sharp tongue. And if I knew you was trying to hurt me, I go for the jugular. I go for that thing that I know gonna buckle you and make you get to your knees and surrender. I said, but I recognize that you're my wife. And not only that, you're bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. So if I cut you, I cut myself. If I cut you out, I cut myself out. So y'all better help me here. So I had to understand we won. Catch this, in the house of God, I honor and love and respect you because you are me. We are one. We're many members but one body. So I'm not going to push you down. If I push you down, I'm pushing myself down. I'm going to lift you up. Because if you up, I'm up. If you got the victory, I got the victory. I got word to back me up. The Bible says in 1 Corinthians 12 and 26, if one part suffers, all the parts suffer with it. But if one part is honored, all parts are glad. What you saying, Pastor Jay? I'm saying that if somebody going through, we all going through. Somebody got cancer, we all got cancer. Somebody had death in the family, we all had death in the family. But when somebody is healed, we all heal. When somebody gets deliverance, we all deliver it. Am I my brother's keeper? Yes, I am. We got. I gotta go. I gotta leave you. But I want you to do me a favor. Tap your neighbor and say, neighbor, we need what you have. No, say, neighbor, we need what you have. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. The train is getting ready to leave the station. Come on. We getting ready to go higher. Come on. We getting ready to go higher, deeper depths. We getting ready for new miracles. We getting ready to see manifestation. Come on. Pull your neighbor